Hey, what's up, Improvement Warrior? Jason Yun, Peyton Yun, back with you again. Hope you're having a fabulous day. And yeah, we wanted to do part 2. Coronavirus. It's getting serious, or is it? Okay. If you visited a grocery store last night, it was kind of chaotic. No toilet paper. About 50% of the store was gone. But in episode 1, we talked about the number one thing is your vitamin D levels. So knowing your vitamin D levels, and I'll link that up in the comments so you can watch that. Very important to get your vitamin D. Vitamin D, where I live at the 40th latitude, just showed up at 10:34. I got a little bit, and then we'll be going out to eat his lunch or brunch. Okay, so we'll get some more vitamin D there. But what I want to talk to you today about, number 2, most important thing, is sleep. Okay, so sleep it's on my 13 Pillars of Health webinar. If you have not watched that, I'll link that up down below as well. So sleep is number 7 on the 13 pillars. But sleep ties into basically all the pillars, everything that we have to do in regards to health. The big thing that happens when we do sleep is there's a process known as autophagy. And it is basically cell renewal. Okay, so when we sleep, and when we sleep good, so you can have crappy sleep and you will not have that cell renewal, or you'll have very limited and you'll be running off of previous cells that should have been killed off. When cells kill themselves off, it's known as a process called apoptosis. And it's very important to have both of those running as effectively as possible. Okay, so with sleep, there's several things you can do, and I've got a few sleep videos. I am planning on adding them up onto my channels, and that I will add. I'll link up to the ones I've already done. So sleep with Yun is the hashtag. You can click on that to see the other videos that I've done. But the most important things to get good sleep is you turn off the Wi-Fi. Okay, turn it off. Don't need it. If you can, plug into Ethernet. That's what we use 95% of the time, and we just unplug it. We've unplugged pretty much everything. That's one of the other tips. Unplug pretty much everything, especially if it's in your bedroom. You should have as little plugs plugged in as possible, but the Wi-Fi will completely disrupt and mess up your sleep. Okay, there's 4 stages of sleep. So there's the ones that we care about is the REM sleep and the deep sleep. That's the one that's going to do the process of autophagy the best. And there's also a process known as mitophogy, which is mitochondrial repair. Mitochondria is basically our battery. So if we have sucky batteries, then we're going to run out of energy and diseases will pop up like that. What's up, Jennifer? How you doing? The other thing is your phone needs to be on airplane mode. Okay, if you are somebody that needs to be on call, then your phone should be in another room, but it should not be near your head. Okay, airplane mode, critical, and all the power. I mentioned that. Unplug everything that you can, and then if you can just kill the circuit breaker, that would be best. So that's something I'm working on getting. So we need to get an electrician to get in here, and we just hit a button. Kills all the power. Okay, dark as possible is another one. You want that room as dark as possible. So if you put your hand in front of your face, you should not be able to see your hand. Okay, because we are governed. Circadian biology is the number one thing for health. So it's a diurnal thing. So we're governed by light and dark cycles. Okay, if we have light when it's supposed to be dark, that's going to mess up our receptors. So we've got melanopsin receptors, which can see the dark. It's basically a photoreceptor on our skin, in our fat cells, in our arterioles, and we've got receptors in our eyes. Okay, so it needs to be as dark as possible. Sleep mask will help with the eyes for sure. So I recommend like a wraparound one, not one that like just has the front. So a complete wraparound, so it's going to actually cover your ears as well. Okay, what else? Cold as possible. So we keep our house typically around 64, 65 in the winter, and I always open the window. So always open the window, let nature in. So there's different kinds of things. There's solitons, there's phonons, there's solitons, there's electrons, there's protons, there's photons, I think I mentioned that, neutrinos. There's all kinds of different things happening outside. Let that stuff inside, okay? And no electronics before bed, at least 1 hour before bed. Now, I break this occasionally. I try to get as much done, but obviously, you know that I have an online business and all that stuff, so sometimes I do have to do some things a little bit late. But for the most part, electronics should be cut off about an hour before bedtime. So that's TV, phone, iPad, video games, whatever. Okay? And these rules apply to your kids even more, okay? Because kids and older people are more prone, older people are more prone to the coronavirus, but kids and older people, they're going to be more affected by the blue light coming from the technology and stuff. Okay, blue blockers. Okay, gotta wear them. I recommend wearing them during the day. So there's day blockers and night blockers. The night blockers will be more orange, more red tinted. Don't fall for the hype. If somebody's trying to sell you like a yellow tinted and saying it's blocking all the blue light, that's complete BS. I'll put the links down below for the ones that I recommend, but UVEX is always good. These are raw optics. You got to block the blue light. Okay, these block blue and some frequencies of green, because if we get too much green, it's going to mess you up too. Okay, leptin. Okay, eating. All right. At least 4 hours before bed is when you should be finishing your last meal, okay? At least 4 hours. So I did leptin webinars going over that. I'll post that up down below as well. And because if you eat within 4 hours, then the leptin is not going to the receptors aren't going to hear it, and it won't get into the brain, into the hypothalamus, and we won't be able to get the good sleep because the food is going to be interrupting the sleep patterns and everything. Okay, and then idiots around you. Okay, sometimes you're going to be, if you live in an apartment, okay, that's a tough situation because you're going to have Wi-Fi up, to the side, down below, depending on what floor you live on, all that stuff. So we've got to, I would suggest move. That would be the best thing, but you've got to take into account idiots around you. The biggest consequence to our health is population density. So the bigger your city, the more people you have around you, the more fields you're going to have. Okay, so you're going to have, if you live in New York City, that's going to be a big issue. If you live in Boston, it's going to be a big issue, especially if you live downtown. So I live up in New Albany in the suburbs. There's trees in front of me, trees behind me, okay? And so, yeah, we got like a protection area around us, okay? So that's it, okay? And then one thing that we'll cover as well in future videos, part 3, we're gonna cover 5G and 4G and technology, because that is going to basically weaken your mitochondria. I talked about the Wi-Fi, the airplane mode, that's non-native EMF. Blue light, that's non-native EMF, okay? That will affect you even more than anything. So it is the field that's causing this, that's making the epidemic even worse. And just the disease epidemic in general, obesity, diabetes, cancer, okay? All these things are a field effect, okay? And it's not just food and lack of exercise. Everything plays a role, but the biggest thing is going to be the field. So I'll talk about that in the next one. But if you're heading off to the gym, I wouldn't do that because most gyms have blue light in there, and most of them are working under Wi-Fi, okay? I've got 2 programs you can do right at home, okay? So don't go out, don't make yourself get around people, get around stuff that's going to make you sick and all that. So I'll post those links down below. LBN, online strength and fitness workouts, follow along workouts, or Improvement Warrior online training. Yep, that's it. Okay, if you have questions, let me know. I'll post everything up down below so you get the resources. But otherwise, stay safe, stay strong, stay positive, be the improvement warrior, and get your sleep.